The Indiana Fever are facing the Chicago Sky, and they are playing, obviously, in the United Center.
Hold up 1 minute? Caitlin Clark pulled up, and suddenly Angel Reese fans went radio silent? Y'all were loud yesterday. Is this a game or a box office thriller? Let's unpack this madness. So, let's get this straight. Chicago Sky took one look at the demand for this game and said, nah, Wintrust Arena ain't gonna cut it, and immediately upgraded to a whole new stadium. Yes, you heard that right. They packed their bags, grabbed their snacks, and moved the whole operation to the United Center because they knew what was coming. Fever fans in full force like it's a Taylor Swift concert.
The Sky Fever tickets went on sale at 11 a.m. today for the United Center, but it sold out like that.
Now, some folks are trying to spin this like, oh, it's because of Angel Reese. But let's be real, if this was just about Angel Reese, where was all this energy for the last Sky Games? No disrespect to Angel, but we all know who's really moving these tickets. Let's not pretend we didn't see the WNBA ticket sales numbers. The Indiana Fever's season opener against the Connecticut Sun sold out. Fever fans showed up like it was a religious pilgrimage. You could hear the "Let's Go Fever" chants from space. Meanwhile, the Sun fans were just happy to be included in the experience.
It's going to be all Fever fans again, by the way. There are some Chicago Sky fans, but not every Chicago Sky game will sell out this year.
And now we've got Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, a rivalry so hyped, it's basically the WNBA's Avengers Endgame. People treat this like a heavyweight fight, but when that stadium fills up, don't be shocked when it's mostly a Fever home game in enemy territory. Chicago Sky players will walk in like, wait, why does this feel like an away game? Honestly speaking, the numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark's presence is turning every game into a sold-out event. This isn't just basketball anymore. This is a movement. Indiana Fever fans are traveling, investing, and making sure their girl is supported like she's the Pope on tour. Meanwhile, Chicago Sky might just have to start handing out free jerseys at the door to even things out.
It took just 60 seconds. That's all the time the Chicago Sky needed to sell out 20,000 tickets for their highly anticipated matchup against the Indiana Fever.
At this point, Caitlin Clark might as well be the WNBA stimulus package. Every team she plays is getting a ticket boost, viewership is going crazy, and social media is a war zone every time she steps on the court. And let's be real, if she drops 30 points on opening night, Angel Reese fans might just start pretending this game never happened. Selective memory is real. So yeah, the 1 minute sellout wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't some random event. It was the power of a generational player stepping into the league and shaking things up. Chicago Sky moved their whole house to fit the demand, but on game night, don't be surprised if it feels more like Feverfest 2024. At this point, Caitlin Clark isn't just selling tickets. She's running the whole WNBA economy.
5 games against Chicago. That's a huge thing. Quite frankly, I'm ready to see the Indian Fever walk the dog some more with the Chicago Sky.
Every time she steps on the court, arenas are scrambling, ticket sites are crashing, and opposing teams are suddenly expanding their seating capacity like they just discovered fire. Chicago Sky moved to the United Center, and now the Atlanta Dream is pulling the same stunt? Let's rewind for a second. The Dream's owner literally had the nerve to come for Fever fans, throwing shade like they were the villains of the WNBA. But fast forward to Clark's arrival, and suddenly they're rolling out the red carpet and booking a bigger stadium? Oh, the irony is thick.
The Atlanta Dream. Now, if that WNBA team seems to ring a bell, it's because of the drama that happened last season.
That's the Caitlin Clark effect. Teams went from side-eyeing Fever fans to passing out VIP passes at the airport. Next thing you know, boom. Dream versus Fever is magically too big for their original arena. And let's not pretend this was some minor adjustment. These teams aren't just adding a couple of seats. They're upgrading their entire setup. This is like deciding last minute that your house party is actually a Coachella event. New location, bigger stage, way more money. But here's the best part. When game day arrives, that new upgraded stadium is still going to be packed with 80% Fever fans. You think these fans traveled to Connecticut to Chicago and then just skipped Atlanta? Nah, they're coming, and they're bringing the entire state of Indiana with them.
Before Caitlin Clark went to the WNBA, the average attendance was 6,109.
At this point, Caitlin Clark's presence is like winning the lottery for opposing teams. They don't even have to pretend they were going to sell out on their own. Just whisper Fever Game into the wind, and suddenly, tickets are vanishing like free Beyoncé seats. It's supply and demand, baby. And look, this isn't just about ticket sales. The WNBA is literally experiencing an economic glow-up. Viewership is skyrocketing, merchandise is flying off shelves, and these teams are making more money than they ever dreamed of. But let's be real, they're all eating because Caitlin Clark is cooking.
When Caitlin Clark's team, the Fever, got knocked out of the playoffs, their viewership went from 1.5 million to about 150,000.
So yeah, Chicago Sky moved to a bigger arena. Atlanta Dream followed right behind. And let's be honest, who's next? Because whether her haters want to admit it or not, Caitlin Clark is the show, and everyone wants a front row seat. The hypocrisy is off the charts. One minute, WNBA teams and media folks are rolling their eyes at Fever fans like they're an annoying cult. The next minute, they're moving entire stadiums just to cash in on their wallets. Like, pick a struggle. Do y'all want Fever fans or not?
As you can see, Coach Keith Porter is there. He is ready to take Caitlin Clark's game to the next level.
Chicago Sky and Atlanta Dream both acted like Fever fans were the worst thing to ever happen to basketball, but when they saw the Caitlin Clark effect turning games into Super Bowl level events, suddenly they had a change of heart. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here rewriting the WNBA's economy, selling out arenas faster than a Taylor Swift concert. Every team she plays against is getting the biggest crowd they've ever seen, and yet some people still want to pretend like she's just overhyped. Please. At this point, she's the WNBA's main character, and then there's Angel Reese. Now, don't get it twisted. Angel's got a massive fan base online, but when it comes to real-life ticket sale, let's just say the seats are looking a little empty.
The viewership, because of Caitlin Clark, is going up. They broke a record, the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark game, 1.6 million viewers.
The WNBA and its teams can't have it both ways. You can't downplay Fever fans and change stadiums at the same time. That's like telling someone their cooking is terrible while licking your plate clean. It doesn't add up. At this point, teams should just admit Caitlin Clark is their biggest attraction. The moment she steps on the court, ticket prices triple, resale markets go wild, and suddenly, teams that couldn't sell out a high school gym last year are booking NBA arenas. So what's it gonna be? WNBA? Are Fever fans a problem? Or are they the reason y'all are finally making money? Because from where we're sitting, it looks like Caitlin Clark is running the league, while Angel Reese is just out there, playing basketball. Pick an opinion and stick with it.
If you got what you deserve, you'd be paying to play in the WNBA. Angel Reese just wants content for her podcast.
At this point, Angel Reese might as well be starring in a comedy special instead of a basketball league, because what is going on in Unrivaled? Every time she takes the court, it's a highlight reel of missed layups, but somehow people are still out here saying she's improved. Improved at what? Backboard smacking? It's wild how basketball math works differently for certain players. Caitlin Clark drops 30 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds, and people are like, she needs to do more. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here clanking layups off the rim like she's building a house, and her fans are screaming, she's so much better now. Better at what exactly? Missing efficiently?
I can't believe that's real, folks. I can't believe this shit's real. From a professional player.
Look, we all love a good underdog story, but this is getting ridiculous. Unrivaled League was supposed to be her moment. A chance to shine, a chance to show why she's that girl. Instead, it's turning into a blooper reel. The Chicago Sky are about to walk into their own stadium and realize it's an Indiana Fever home game. Imagine walking into your own birthday party just to find out everyone's there for someone else. Embarrassing. And let's be real, Chicago fans don't even have this much energy for their own team. They weren't selling out anything before this game. But the moment Caitlin Clark is in town, boom, sold out in 1 minute. Ain't no way Sky fans did that. Those are Fever fans traveling like it's a world tour.
We've got to be completely honest here. Right now, this has not been the greatest look in the world for Unrivaled.
At this rate, Angel Reese might have to buy some tickets herself just to make sure some Sky fans actually show up. Because right now, it's looking like a Fever home game in enemy territory. So when opening day arrives and the arena is packed with 80% Fever jerseys, I don't want to hear any excuses. Y'all told us Angel Reese is a superstar, so where's her crowd? Where's the sellout without Caitlin Clark? Because so far, the only thing selling out when she plays is the Unrivaled highlight tape of missed layups. And there you have it. Angel's out here bricking layups, Chicago Sky's about to get out-cheered in their own house, and Caitlin Clark is still out here running the WNBA economy like a CEO. So what do you think? Will Angel Reese finally hit a layup in traffic? Or will Chicago Sky players look around and realize they're the away team in their own city? Drop your takes in the comment section below.